Believe it or not, I'm here today for 2022's bullet journal setup. I always feel in the planning mood at the beginning of a new year, so I'm very pumped for today. But what's got me even more excited is the fact that I'm starting a new bullet journal today, and I can confidently say it's my favorite bullet journal yet. It is this beautiful coffee cup Archer and Olive dotted notebook. Stunning, just stunning. As a coffee lover and a planner, this is everything I've ever wanted. As you guys know, I do have a coupon code with Archer and Olive, so if you use the code Caitlin's Corner, you can get 10% off your order. If you're looking to start the new year on a good note, then I welcome you to join my weekly newsletter that I send out every Monday. Within each newsletter is a challenge related to the theme of the month, and with January coming up, we are definitely going to be tackling goal setting, healthy habits, that sort of thing. Link will be down below. I'm gonna stop talking and let's get into the planning. We're kicking off this new bullet journal with a simple but useful guide on the front cover. I love doing this on the page attached to the front cover because it makes it so easy to find the guide when I need to reference it for new spreads I'm laying out. I know some people get really detailed with these, but I just write out the total dots running down the length and the width of the page and how it divides into halves and thirds. Usually by the end of a journal's life, I have these sort of memorized, but it's really helpful at the beginning of a new journal because there's sometimes slight variations. The washi tape I used on this cover is from Amanda Rach Lee. I'll have her shop linked below. She is the queen bee of the bullet journal world for a reason, and she just recently came out with new editions of her dotted journals for 2022. So again, it'll be linked below. Definitely worth checking out. For years, I've had the tradition of naming my bullet journals, and coming up with a name for each journal is always a lot of fun. For this coffee-themed journal, it only felt fitting to pay homage to the phrase Cup of Joe by naming this guy Joe. Usually I choose really pretty names for my journal, but I'm finding the simplicity of Joe to be incredibly amusing. So everyone, please give the warmest of welcome to Joe. I used my Cricut machine to cut out his name and some coffee beans out of craft paper and pasted them onto the first official page of the journal. It's simple, but so on brand for the coffee vibes. And it's got me curious to know whether or not any of you have named your bullet journal before. The first proper spread I'm creating for 2022 is starting off with some large rectangles of craft paper being pasted in. I had drifted away from craft paper for a bit, but it was really calling my name for these spreads. This spread is intended to be a bit of a 2022 dashboard for some new habits I want to prioritize. I started the page off by drawing out some black leaves to symbolize life and new beginnings. I'm using my Tombow Mono Twin marker to draw them out so they appear nice and bold. I've been loving this marker so much lately. I'll have it linked in the description box below, along with links to everything else you're seeing me use in today's video. On the bottom left page, I created a space to write down a 2022 intention. Ideally, this will be an affirmation style sentence that I can use to ground me throughout the year, which might sound cheesy, but affirmations have been really powerful tools for reminding me of what I'm working towards. Below that, I also preset dates on my calendar for me to do quarterly check-ins. Quarterly check-ins are my opportunity to reflect on what I accomplished in the previous 3 months and what I want to improve on. I feel like there can be a lot of pressure put on the beginning of the year for doing all of your goal setting at once, but having these check-ins makes it a more gradual building process. On the right page, I have a spot to record some simple first steps I can take towards my goals. A goal setting video is coming, so get ready for that. And then on the bottom right of page, you may have noticed this white weekly calendar I pasted into my journal. It's actually a sticky note you can get from Muji. And I felt like it'd be great to use in the spread to mark down what some of my new 2022 routines will look like. You know, figuring out which day I will be grocery shopping, which day I'll meal prep, when will be my cleaning day, etc., etc. And then of course, as usual, I like to just go in and play around, add some extra doodles throughout the page just to fill in some spaces. Let's shift shift gears to some money talk. In 2021, I feel like I got so much more intentional with my relationship with money, and I want to continue that heading into 2022. So this spread is really designed to get me thinking about what are some of the things I want to accomplish within different categories of financial health: investing, saving, spending, and mindset. Each pillar gets its own column where I can record a goal or intention I have for the year within that pillar. I think investments, savings, and spending are pretty self-explanatory categories, but the mindset category is really related to how I talk to myself about money, how confident I feel with making money decisions, whether I'm operating from a scarcity or an abundance headspace. Like most things in life that you want to accomplish, I think mindset is always half the battle. It's unfortunate personal finances and the importance of being intentional with your finances isn't discussed more often, but it is a topic I want to continue bringing to the channel in 2022 as I make new waves in my relationship with money. From a visual standpoint, I also adored how this spread came out. The half circle cutout really just draws the eye in. 2021 was such a wonderful reading year for me. I learned a lot with reads like In the Flow by Alyssa Vitti and Fierce Self-Compassion by Kristen Neff. I also had fun with reads like The Spanish Love Deception by Elena Armage, People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry, and It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey. All linked below if you want to learn more about them. There are just so many highlights from the year, so I can't wait to see what 2022's reading has in store for me. So this next spread is really meant to be an area where I could record on the left page specifically nonfiction books I want to add to my to-be read list. On the right page will be a spot for me to mark down books from whichever categories I'm excited to see releasing in 2022. I love the mini craft paper shelves that ended up being the perfect spot for some book stack doodles. Everything about it feels really cozy, and it's getting me pumped to sit down and start filling it in with book titles. If you want to follow along with my 2022 reading, I'm pretty good at keeping you guys up to date on Goodreads. Again, link can be found below. Is a new bullet journal, I didn't want to let this video go by without creating a more long-term month at a glance. So these next 2 pages are dedicated to calendars for the next 4 months: January, February, March, and April. Again, the stickers I'm using here are from Muji. I just reinforced them with some of my favorite glue tape. And then I just went wild with my Tombow Mono Twin pen to fill them in, purposely keeping my hand really loose and quick so that I'd get this messy writing style. I love being able to reference these kinds of mini calendars when doing long-term planning or when creating monthly layouts for each month. It truly comes in handy. I did end up messing up January's dates because I wasn't used to the calendar sticker starting its weeks on Mondays. I usually start my monthly calendars on Sundays, but the great thing about doing this on a sticky note is that I can just paste over it with a new one, and voila. Problem solved. Never any issues here. What did you guys think about Joe's first pages of life? I want to know in that comment section. Also, what do you think of Joe's name? Keep in mind, Joe is going to read all of your comments, and if you are mean to Joe, he's not going to be very impressed with you, right? Right. January's 2022 Plan With Me will be coming shortly, so stay on the lookout for that. Keep the eyes peeled, and if you really want to make sure you don't miss it, hit subscribe and the notification bell. Hope you guys are excited for more 2022 planning goodness, and I will see you in the next one. Or I should say, we will see you in the next one.